Frenchie is waiting patiently. Hey, Rob. Rob says, good morning, people. How are you guys? Just give me a moment or two. We're going to take care of a few things. Then we're going to read a few things. But first, I need to bring up my desktop so I can read the comments a little easier. Frenchie says, so glad you're going to teach from the book. Awesome. I'm going to read a couple things. Actually, my cat is going to be here making some noise, joining us. I just want to finish posting a few things. As mentioned yesterday, by the way, I'm doing some on the members channel. Hey, Jamie. It's 2 a.m. here. Well, it's 5 a.m. here for us. I'm doing some stuff on the members channel where I'm devoting the entire discussion solely to talking about A Course in Miracles, in addition to the yoga stuff that we do. Sorry, guys. I'm taking care of a few things quickly. But then we'll dive in. How's everyone doing? What's up, Jamie? Almost done. There we go. So I wanted to read from lesson 195. I also wanted to read something from Prayer of the Cosmos. Hey, Jace. Prayer of the Cosmos is meditations on the Aramaic words of Jesus. That remembering that Aramaic is the original language of Jesus. What's up, Amanda? Good morning, Yogi. Did you see my live? I did not see you live. It didn't come up on my stream when I brought my computer up. Let's see, Rob, I subbed to you a while ago. Nice. So yeah, remember that the original language of Aramaic, very different than what we think of when we think of the words of Jesus, which was originally translated from Aramaic to Greek and then to English later on. Each translation altered it just a little bit and a little bit. But when we return to an original translation, it opens things up so entirely. Absolutely amazing. So we're going to get to that. But first, Frenchie says I'm going to listen only. What's up, Jace? All right. So lesson 195 from A Course in Miracles says, I'm sorry, lesson 193. Not that 195 is bad. Amanda says, so was the sleep, Yogi? It was good. Not sleeping quite as much. I need to take some time between shutting off my last live stream and a little more time decompressing. You know, from that turning off electronics to being prepared to sleep. Hey, Kat. Kat says, hey, Yogi. Hey, Susanna. How are you, my friend? Susanna says, good morning. Good morning. Amanda says, so, Kat. Lesson 193 says, all things are lesson God would have me learn. All things. I love the fact that A Course in Miracles puts things in ways in which we allow no exceptions whatsoever. Because we always want to say, but it can't mean this or it can't mean that. Surely this isn't what the Course is talking about. There's no wavering here. All things are lessons God would have me learn. We can say, for some people, let's see, hey, Beam says, hey, what's up? Not much. We could say that God is our right mind. We can simplify it. We don't need to think of God, and we shouldn't think of God as some separate thing, separate entity apart from us that sits in a place we call heaven, offering judgments and condemnation and pointing some divine finger that we pray to for retribution, that we pray for things to go our way and against the way of other people. That God is our right mind, present within, and that we can choose that right mind any moment. And the right mind is always found through forgiveness. So all things are lessons God would have me learn. The origin of the universe. Thank you, Susanna. Susanna says, please watch. Definitely, I will. That in the eternal only possibility of oneness existing beyond mere existence itself, there was just God, of which we were and of which we are, but in there crept a tiny mad idea. What would it like to be separate? And we forgot to laugh. And so it became the appearance of an actuality, but it's never actual itself. Let's see, Rob's letting us know his birthday. Thanks, Rob. Hey, Skits. Is it hard to make right choices, or does it seem to be hard to make right choices? What's a right choice? A right choice is always something that leads to your peace of mind. A right choice is always something that extends love. A right choice is always something that is based upon forgiveness. Let's see. Enlist in the Empire. Amen. Sign me up. Says, what are we talking about? Right now I'm talking about lesson 193 from A Course in Miracles. That all things are lessons God would have me learn. All things. No exceptions. The lesson is always love. The lesson is always that we are beyond the appearance of separation. So how can that be hard to choose? It's only hard to choose when we relate solely and entirely to the ego itself. The ego is always going to choose for its own sake. I'm not referring to any religion whatsoever. Not even concerned with religion. Miranda says, sorry, not talkative. That's okay. Tired, but wanted to be here for you, Yogi. Hey, never sacrifice sleep just to hang out with me. That's, one of the reasons why I'm live 3 times a day is everyone has different time frames, schedules. Let's see. AB says, if every choice is based on forgiveness, then no choice is right or wrong. You're right about that. Or are you wrong about that? There's only forgiveness. Forgiveness is just a tool. It's not an actuality in and of itself. It's just a tool that we use in order to return to right mind. Right mind is love. Remember, don't confuse terms. Don't confuse terms with the thing. The finger, as they say in Zen, the finger pointing at the moon isn't the moon. It's just a finger. Or Ramana Maharshi would liken it to having a thorn in your palm and using another thorn to remove it. Mana says, I have nothing to forgive. There's nothing to forgive. If you are of the world, if you are in the world, if you have any sense of guilt, if you have any resentment, if you have any judgment, then there's always something to forgive. Please remember that when I talk about forgiveness here, I am not talking about the forgiveness that you were brought up to believe in. This is a radical forgiveness. This is a forgiveness that sets you free. If you're not free, if you're not liberated, if you're not awakened into the oneness of God, then you have something to forgive. Man, I got a ton of stuff to forgive. A ton of stuff. And I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to spend the entirety of my day in a continuous 24/7. Forgive, forgive, forgive. Let's see. AB says, what God? I don't know. What God are you talking about? Or are you even thinking about? So you're talking about God without religion? How do you have a God without religion? Or am I misunderstanding in general? I'm not talking about God without religion or God with religion. In Less Than the Empire, how can, anytime you mention God, we are giving a representation, not God itself. By right, we should simply say God is and then stop talking, because anything that we say afterwards is just a description. Not even a description of description. It's not for me to define God, my friend. It's not for anyone to define God. It's for us to live, to extend, to express, to love. Any definition would never be the thing itself. Words are just symbols of symbols. As it says in the beginning of the Tao Te Ching, the Tao that can be told, or the Tao or God that can be told, is not the true God, or not the true Tao. Well, I'm glad I am glad that you are fully realized and awakened, Amanda. Let's see. Hey, Rosie. But remember, this conversation is for those who are not yet awakened. This is for the rest of us, Amanda. This is for those who still have the lessons of life. You know, we're still in the world. We still have an ego, even though it might be lessening. Its grip might be lessening. Let's see. Rosie says, I'm going to watch. I might not type. Lato. That's okay, Rosie. So, again, what I would ask of my friends is, in the conversations that I have, I'm talking about something different than what you might be thinking of. What might you be, if you are fully realized, if you are enlightened, I applaud you. Awesome. I'm talking about something different here. So I'm going to stick on point the best that I'm able. AB says, I'm with you, brother. You have a very open mind, and I respect that. Thank you, my friend. Let's see. Rosie says, I'm doing something otherwise. I would message him. And Liz says, how are you on God? That's a good question. At that point, there's no point in believing in God. What do you mean by being awakened? You know what? It's hard to explain what I mean. Because it's never going to fit anyone else's definition. You can say, what does it mean to be awakened? Being awakened would be to realize, even momentarily, that there is no separation between us, that I am connected to the source itself, never removed from the sense of self, that I am able to, moment by moment by moment, to the best of my ability, choose love, choose forgiveness, that only love is real, nothing unreal exists. But then, whenever you put that out there, someone wants to argue or debate semantics, and we get bogged down. So, instead of offering a definition of awakening, it's better to really just awaken. To really just, referring back to 193, lesson 193, all things are lessons in which God would have me learn. That's awakening. Learning the lesson. This is why instead of saying awakened, awakening. Learning the lessons. The lesson's always forgiveness. And it says, Yogi was talking to newbies. But what are you offering? What are you offering to the newbies? Do you hold people to a standard? Do you judge? I do, unfortunately. And I forgive myself for that. That's part of the lesson. To let that judgment go. It's funny you mentioned that, because that was my writing for the morning. Letting go of judgment. In the present moment, there's nothing to judge. So we could say awakening is returning. Hey, Chris, that awakening is returning to the present moment. Always, only. The internal moment is present. It's here. It never goes away. And yet, our every judgment is based upon the past. The past doesn't exist. Past doesn't exist in any spiritual tradition or any mystical spiritual tradition. The past doesn't exist in quantum mechanics. The past doesn't exist. So every judgment is a thought based upon the past. And it keeps us imprisoned in guilt. It keeps us imprisoned in judgment. It keeps us imprisoned in resentment, pettiness, all that stuff. But when we realize the present moment can't be, or the past cannot be in the present moment, that's awakening. Happy blessed Friday to you, my friend Chris. Let's see. And this says, Jesus teaches about forgiveness. He does. I know some other religions talk about forgiveness as well. They do. Most of them. Manna says, I don't judge. Well, I would politely beg to differ, as we have seen judgment take place quite often. I would let all of that go. I would let all of that go. I would ask you to let all of that go. I don't understand what you're saying, Amanda. AB says you have access to a jet ski. I don't. It'd be kind of fun though, wouldn't it? How does the past not exist? The past is what history is. What is history though? What is history? Can you name one thing in the past that is here in this present moment? Hey, CC. An honest assessment. Can you name one thing in the past that exists right now in the present moment, that exists right now? Maybe he says, I think we could have some fun together. On a jet ski? Probably. Probably. CC says, what if I was to tell you the sun burns everything in the space-time? Something of a camera effect? I would say interesting. Let's see, AB says, how do we get then to the same page as you? Is a real question. By realizing that we are already on the same page and that there is no page. The page doesn't even exist. That you and I exist right now in this present moment. The present moment consists entirely and solely of love. And all we got to do is relax. And that we're going to forget it. You and I are going to forget this. And we're going to go back to judging. We're going to go back to condemning. We're going to go back to feeling guilt. But then we can remember. Then we can choose. Continuously, over and over again. We won't, excuse me guys, we won't punish ourselves for forgetting. And we won't punish other people for forgetting. And the other part says, history of the experience of, when do you experience anything? History of the experience of others before us, artifacts, evidence of past people, cities, eyewitnesses accounts, all of that is stuff from history, where the past still exists today. So where does all that take place? Where do you experience anything? Here's a better question. When do you experience anything? When you hear any story of the past, when does it take place? When you hear a story, when you are taught history, are you taught history in the past, or are you taught history in the present moment? Let's see. Empire says, as well as learned practices like religion and such. Exactly. All stories of the past. Where do you hear? When you hear something, when does it take place? When someone tells you something, when does it take place? In time it happened like anyone does. My past makes me who I am today and my conditioned collection of experiences. Does it? Or is that just a story? Is it a story that we tell ourselves? Without the single thought of something that happened to you in the past, who would you be right now? Does the past make you who you are? Or are who you truly are that which witnesses everything in this moment right now? If you could let go of every single story, does that mean you would cease to exist? Or would you find yourself open and aware and full of love in this present moment? Electing says, why do you that, my friend Eric? Why do I do what, my friend Relaxing? It's a good question. Nothing to do with our breath. What do you mean by that? Space exists in history. Does it? Hey, Foxy. Foxy, how are you feeling? Big Al says, howdy. Hey, Big Al. Let's see. AB says, today makes you who you are. That's a good point. Today makes you who you are. And choose to make your past dictate your present. So if today, and we can break that down even further. Today, how about this morning? Let's break that down even further. How about this hour? Let's break that down even further. How about this minute? And let's break it down even further. How about this moment? If this moment makes us who we are, and there's nothing else but this moment, then who are we? Who would you be without a single thought of the past? Who would you be right now without a single thought of the past? What time do we got? We got about 6 more minutes before it's oatmeal time, guys. Cece says ignorance is bliss, but bliss ain't ignorant. Amanda says, unless I understand you. So if anyone could be without judgment, it would mean the past doesn't exist. The past can only exist within a judgment that this moment is not the entirety. That the present moment, right now, is not entirety. Easy says, oatmeal time. Oatmeal time. Yes, easy. You're just the person I want to see. And this says, I get what you're trying to say or explain, but your thought process still doesn't work because you can't just say the past doesn't exist, then it doesn't. But it doesn't. That's the thing. I don't need to say it. I don't need to say it. Because without the thought, the only reason we say anything is for the sake of conversation. It's for convenience sake. Without the thought of the past, who would you be right now? Spend some time right there and then answer that question. Don't rush to an answer. Just think, without any story of the past, without any story of your past, who would you be right now? Rosie says, how can you forgive someone that hurt you? If a family member hurt you, you can forgive them? It's a good question. AB says, unless it doesn't exist, unless you let it, unless you remember it. And does remember mean it exists? Or does it mean that you're thinking of a story? So, Rosie, that's an excellent question. It's a good question. We don't forgive. By we, I mean who we think we are. It's an impossibility. However, who we truly are existing in existence itself, in this eternal moment of right now, everything's already forgiven. Because as we've been talking about in this conversation, the past doesn't exist. The person that hurt you, as real as it is right now, hasn't hurt you. In this moment, we haven't been hurt. It's only a story. It's only a memory. The memory feels very real. So it's continuously choosing to be in this moment and allowing the past to be in the past. This is why Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. He didn't mean, remember Jesus spoke in metaphor? Let the past be the past. This is the difference between choosing the crucifixion and crucifying others and choosing the resurrection, in which we allow, and in resurrection, I'm going to take the Buddhist view of everything being reborn in this moment, right now, fresh and new. Let's see. Maybe he says, and let's, oops, I read that. And this says, last year, aka in my past, my brother passed away from our own choice. We pick up and putting down how choosing to say the past doesn't exist, doesn't bring Zach back. He's still gone. I'm sorry for your loss. And condolences and prayers to you, my friend. The hurt is real. There's no denying. The hurt is real. However, in this moment, your brother is as real as he was a year ago. In this moment, your brother isn't a memory. He's not a story. He is the actuality of your experience of love. In the release of any story, then we only have the present moment that exists of love, and your brother exists as that love within the present moment. In the release of any story. Big Al says, my past isn't who I am. My past doesn't represent who I was. I am who I am now. Nicely said, Big Al. CC says, past defines us today. If you want it to. It doesn't have to, though. It doesn't have to at all, CC. I'm sorry, relaxing, my friend. Empire says, permanently from his past choice, no amount of saying of the past doesn't exist will make it so. What do you mean by permanently? Hey, Presley. Cece says, we can't forgive yesterday, only thinking of today. We can't forgive yesterday because yesterday doesn't truly exist, and that is forgiveness. I would ask everyone to remember that we're talking about an entirely different type of forgiveness. The forgiveness that you might be thinking of is different than what we're presenting here. This is a radical forgiveness. This is setting ourselves free in the present moment, and the entirety of the conversation is about being free. So everything that we're talking about here in the conversation that we're having is keeping us bound to the past. If we're bound to the past, we can't be free of the past. We're carrying it with us to this moment, but the moment itself is boundless, boundlessness itself. Amanda says, nobody has hurt you. It's just a memory of what you see. Not of what you see, you only see what has hurt you. Rosie says, I forgave so many times and accepted so many apologies, but it feels like a repeat. So forgiveness isn't about accepting apologies. Forgiveness is about simply choosing the present moment. And we need to do it over and over and over again. It's a continuous practice. It's not a one and done deal until it is a one and done deal, which is when we are awakened instead of awakening. So forgiveness is about seeing the innocence of this moment. What do you mean it's not in the now, CC? Lexing says, and also I lost my wife. Yeah, I remember you telling the story. And 2 children, 1 boy and 1 girl. The rest of my life, now 14 years ago. So sorry, my friend. Big Al says, bless you, Amanda. AB says, I don't know about that. People are people. And if you give people who have blatantly burned you, you can't forgive or forget, but use that to further your living life. So what's a people? What's a person? In the absence of a story that we tell about people, what are they? In the absence of a story, who are we? Hey, Sab. Sab says, if you hold a true memory of someone, that person is never gone. My mom passed away when I was 21 and now 44, and I know her presence is always with me. She's never gone. You told a beautiful story about that, Sab. She says, all in kind thought. AB says, and that comes back to not holding on. I get that. Some things aren't meant to be forgotten. But everything is already forgotten. Nothing exists within this present moment except this present moment, aside from a story. And if we can release that story even for a second, even for a moment, it gives us this entire sense of freedom that is so relaxing, so joyful, that we just want to keep repeating it over and over again. CC says, no hard feelings in the perspective. No hard feelings. Liz says, I mean, he's permanently gone. He's self-deleted. He's done in this life, in this world. He's gone. I probably never see him again. I'll never hug him. I'll never spend physical time with him again. Again, I'm sorry. I know that hurts. Is your brother a memory? It's great having those stories. It's great having those memories. But where do those memories exist? They all exist right now. Your brother was never a story. Your brother was never a description. He was always the actuality of this present moment, as are you. And when we can remember the actuality of this present moment, then the experience of your brother is still here and is still as real. It's not in form. Your brother was never merely form. Your brother was always formlessness itself, as are you. So in returning to that present moment, in returning to that formlessness, the actuality of your brother is still here. The experience of your brother is still here. You will not experience him as form. You won't experience him as a memory. You won't experience him as anything other than the love you have for your brother that was always there and always will be there in this present moment. Let's see. Sam says, I am the man I am today because of the values and morals my mother taught me. I hold a piece of her inside me, and that's the greatest gift she could ever give me. Let's see. Easy says, what a beautiful conversation. Mana says, and I suck at helping you, Yogi, this morning. Yeah, no need to help me. No need to help me at all. You know, let's just relax. Have a fun conversation. Let's see. Sab says, Empire, you will hold him again. Maybe not in this physical realm. There's a memory realm to this existence we call life. Hey, Tandra. Good morning, Yogi. Busy here today? It is busy here today. How are you? Chris says, oh, sorry to hear that too, Yogi. So, if everything exists within the present moment, everything that ever was still being eternal, still being present, then you don't even have to wait to hold your brother again, to realize your brother again. If you are to Tandra's been listening. If you are to experience your present moment, if you are to experience your brother again, and remember, even saying again denies the actuality of right now. If you were to experience your brother, it would be without stories of your brother. It would be about a projection of the future, not saying I will never see my brother, I will never hold my brother. Your brother is as present now as he ever was. If all we have is this eternal moment, then all we have is eternity itself. Your brother is eternal, as is this moment, as is your brother, as are you. So we just keep returning to the love that's found in this present moment. Never ever want to make light of what feels like a loss. It's an ache. I love how the Sufi poet Rumi said that it is the ache, it's the grief that we feel that is our connection. But we have to let go of the story that we have of grief and experience it as that connection. Big Al says, see y'all later. Take care, Big Al. And this says, yeah, but the memories I have with Zach are exactly that, a memory. I agree. I can think about them in the present, but I'm remembering a past experience. I agree. So, in the absence of thinking, every memory is just a thought. In the absence of a story of Zach, there's just this moment. And what do you find in this moment? Letting go of every story of Zach, letting go of every memory of Zach. Where is Zach right now? Where are you right now? In the absence of every story of Empire. This says they aren't a present experience. I agree. A memory is not a present experience. The present experience is the love that you have for Zach. Love is the only thing that's not a story. Let's see. AB says, have you ever dunked a basketball? So, you look like you. It's funny that you said that because my answer is going to be AB. Look at me. Do I look like someone who has ever dunked a basketball? I haven't even come within feet of touching a rim, let alone coming close to dunking a basketball. However, one of my best friends and former workout partner was a professional basketball player. CC says frequency beats. Easy says, so basically there never is a loved one. They don't exist. Only the love itself within them is real. Yes. You summed that up so perfectly and so beautifully. Hey, Phoenix, my friend, how are you? Sab is sending love to relaxing. Relaxing. What I lost is unfortunately unforgettable. 2 children and my wife died, and no one how is and how hard. Sorry, my friend. You look like the dude at the rec hooping every Tuesday. Hooping every Tuesday. Not even close. Not even close. I am kettlebelling. I am kettlebelling 4 times a week. Cece says, your memory only exists as long as there's a story of me. Nicely said, Cece. And this says, so then if a memory is not a present experience, then that in itself proves the existence of the past, and through the existence of the past proves the existence of the present and the future. How so? Phoenix says, remember kindness is free. Make someone smile today. Nice. I was thinking of that this morning. It's going to be the title. Just remember to smile in the afternoon live stream. Thanks, Phoenix. Phoenix says, prayers for those in need of it. Thank you, my friend. Zeph says, Empire, you are analyzing things too hard. Yeah, we always do. All of us, most of the time. Easy says to ASMR, but they are still here. They are love, and love never goes away. Let's see. And Liz says, by the way, not trying to argue. Oh, I understand. Or be weird. Just a friendly debate, my guy. Yeah, I don't really debate. You know, we just discuss. CC says, tough topic. Very, very tough topic. Perspective, key word, because all of it's perspective. Every single bit of it is our perspective. But a perspective is never the actuality. Perspective is just a story, because we only see one little piece, and yet we mistake it for the whole. So when we have a memory, that's just a story of a singular perspective, but it's not the entirety. It's definitely not eternity. It's a little piece of the puzzle. AB says, what shoes you wear in the regular, like your go-to? Vibram 5 fingers. I wear the barefoot shoes. I'm the weird guy that's always wearing those little toe shoes all the time. Phoenix says, sing the song, Smile Through Your Heart is Aching. Smile though, like your heart is breaking. I remember that song. Seb says, listen, Empire, I had a very unique experience in life. Saw my mom again after she passed. There are ways to connect them. Prayers are a good start. What's up, Frog King? How are you, my friend? Frog King says, tough morning topic. It is a tough morning topic. But you know, you dive in, you wade through, you see if you can get to the other side, and then you realize there is no other side. Lucking says, I'm very sadly, my dear friend Eric. I know, relaxing. I know, my friend. As always, we're sending you love. Liz says, also sad, I don't believe in prayer to the dead. So, I don't think Sab is saying prayer to the dead or even for the dead. He's offering up as prayer as communication to those who appear not to be here right now. Easy says, by far the best morning stream since I've joined this community. This is what it's all about. Frog King says, just washed my 5 fingers. They were like a chemical wear for in the family after wearing for a season. They are. Imagine them wearing them for an ultra race. Imagine wearing them for a 100-mile race and then driving home with someone and they're like, you're not going to take those off. you're stuck. You got to wear them for the rest of the day until you get home. Let's see, ABC, what size are you? I'm going to send you some sneakers. Well, I really like wearing my barefoot shoes. They come in European sizes. I don't remember what the European size is. I wear about a 9.5 and regular American size. Sap says, I can't help you any further until you open your heart. I just got to accept what is and play the cards you've been dealt. So keep on moving and grooving through life. Frocking says, I brought free shoes over winter and a good deal. Very good for me. Better than the Vibram Barefoot or Vivo Barefoot. They don't last as long as they used to. I got 2 pair as a Christmas present 2 years ago, and they might have lasted 3 months, maybe. Cece says, this is why I come. Talk like this. It's good to have these discussions. All right, I got to go in a minute, though. I'm going to read something. Understood, unless says, I mean, no offense when I say this, I don't need your help with any of this, not seek enlightenment. Only love is real, and love never dies. I agree. However, it's a hard point to come to until we get to it. This is what I love. I always come back to St. Catherine of Siena, which he said, every step to heaven is heaven. Every step to heaven is heaven. So, the realization of love is love. It seems like it's a process to get to until we realize it's right now. Frog King says, barefoot shoes, I can drop at least full size. My feet, because like thick, wide clubs. Yeah, and of course you want them, with regular shoes, you want a little bit of room for your feet to maneuver in. With barefoot shoes, there's no room whatsoever. Frenchie says, thank you, Yogi. You're welcome, Frenchie. 9 euros, about 42, I think. 9, you're probably at 40. Hey, Gravity. How are you, my friend? Mark is here. So I'm going to read something for our friend Easy. Easy, you still with us? AB says, read the Tibetan book, Living and Dying. Yep, I have it. Excellent book. Excellent book. I've read it a couple times. I've done workshops with it. Sab says, Yogi, I'm a size 11 UK size. That's 12 in the US. I'm only 5'10". You're about an inch taller than me. Easy says, if you guys want to keep talking after Eric leaves, join its Discord. Thank you, Easy. Gravity says hi to Frenchie. So, Prayers of the Cosmos. The Aramaic meditations on the Aramaic teachings of Jesus. If you remember, Jesus originally spoke Aramaic. It was translated to Greek and then into English. Every translation altered it. Just a bit, just a bit, and just a bit, until we got so far away. I love this. Guys, listen, this is the Beatitudes. I won't read the whole thing. Some of it. This is the English version, King James. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be fulfilled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Just a few. BP says, so you're convinced? I'm not convinced of anything. Remember, Aramaic is not a translation. Aramaic is the original language of God. language of Jesus. The language of God is silence, as Herman Melville said in Moby Dick. So this is, I agree. Of course, King James himself didn't do it. Hey, food season. This is Aramaic. Note the difference. This is the amazing part. Instead of blessed are the poor, here we go. Happy and lined with the one, capital O. Happy and aligned with the one are those who find their home in the breathing. To them, being the inner kingdom and queendom of heaven. Blessed are those who are refined in breath. They shall find their ruling principles and ideals guided by God's light. Tuned to the source are those who live by breathing. Unity, their I can, is included in God's. Healthy are those who devotedly hold fast to the spirit of life. Holding them is the cosmic ruler of all that shines and rises. Resisting corruption, possessing integrity, are those whose breath forms a luminous sphere. And hear the universal word and feel the earth's power and accomplish it through their own hands. Healed are those who devote themselves to the link of spirit and design of the universe to render through their form. Man, note the difference. Hey, Archie. Praveen says, sir, nowadays most of the messages are getting missed. I apologize. I'm going to cruise back up and see, did I miss anything? Very sorry, my friend Praveen. Unfortunately and inadvertently, sometimes things are going to be missed. I always try to be on the lookout. Seb says, take care, everyone. Get a press on. Get some stuff done. Me too. CC says, I don't want to share opinions on God. Neither do I. Praveen says, Aramaic. Hey, Jason. AB says, have a great day, dude. Good job. Thank you, my friend. Thanks for hanging out. Much appreciated. Praveen says, amazing words in the middle of Holy Festival. Still, sir, I'm joining the live because you're too good. I appreciate you joining. Always appreciate you joining. Ram of God, Goat Man. Easy says, beautiful. Have a great day, everyone. You too. Archie says, I'm back to my live. Thank you, Archie. I hope to make it to your live today. Good to see you too, Jason. Get a piece, maybe. CC says knowledge. All right. With that, knowledge of the apple. Knowledge of the apple is in eating the apple. All right, guys. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna eat my oatmeal. I'm gonna see everyone later today. I got a big workout coming up. Praveen, thank you so much for joining. Blessed holy days to you, my friend. Hey, Random. Random says, good morning. Nice to see you. Praveen says, best live, Yogi, sir, and the best. I feel very nice. Yogi, sir, tells us Jesus' words. And again, in Aramaic. I'm going to read through this later today as well, Praveen. It's just so beautiful. And I love that message of the breath. Rosie says, love you, Yogi. I love you too, Rosie. Oat time, says Rosie. Absolutely. Random says, have a great day, Yogi. You too, my friend. Praveen will be there. Tanya says, bye, Yogi. Have a nice walk. Thanks, guys. I'll see everyone later. Cece says, I can show you the black store too. Nah, I'm good. Thanks, though. I'm going to see everyone later.